JD Vance, JD Vance is having a tough go at things. He's really sensitive. Like JD Vance on last Saturday night was on the internet till like 3 a.m. trying to argue with people. Our vice president. It's crazy that the three most powerful people probably in our country, and Trump, JD Vance, and Elon, how much time they spend arguing with people online, like just in Twitter comments. You would think they would have some stuff to do. All right, let's do this. I just want to show some stuff from the protest. Again, I wasn't out there. I did have somebody tag me in a video. I think they deleted it, so I won't say their name. They did want to ask why a lot of creators weren't out protesting. Let me just say this. On weekends, I have my daughter. I'm probably not going to take my daughter to a protest. But as far as reach goes, like some of these people that are online, some of these content creators, they're going to reach more people being online. So let's not let's if you're frustrated that you didn't see some of them at protests, fine. I do this. I don't really do a lot of political activism outside of this, and so I apologize if that offends anybody. But I thought the protests were important. I think everybody has to do their part, but some people might have a bigger audience and might do more good when they're not at a protest. So just my 2 cents on that video. I don't know if that video is still up, but if you see that, I think I responded in the comments. You can read there. Here's just a clip here. There's Boston, New York, Chicago, Portland, San Francisco, San Diego, Idaho, Utah, Oakland. We had massive protests everywhere. Poor George Soros. He must be broke now. He paid every last one of those. And congratulations to everybody who got those Soros checks this week. Just a couple hours of work. You got a big Soros check. I wanted to just show some of my favorite signs. Here was one that I liked. Same shit, different hat. Thought that was a good sign. Here's a thread of some of the best signs that we saw. You can't spell hatred without red hat. Elon can oligargle my nuts. I like that one. Tax the rich, not the penguins. Yeah, we got to free those penguins. Those penguins took a real hit this week. Make the asshole go away. Make America broke again. Honk if you never drunk texted war plans. The Third Reich. Does this ass make my country look smaller? Dog tick, deer tick, lunatic, know your parasites. All solid there. The estimates now are 2.5 to 3 million people that went out and protested this weekend. Here's a map of all the protests that happened. That's fucking crazy. I mean, that's I guess in rural Nevada things were quiet. In parts of Nebraska things were quiet. This is insane though. I mean, the entire country. There's not a state in the country that didn't have protests. And some of them like deeply red states, like I mentioned before. My friends from Utah were out there protesting. Here's a crazy aerial view of Boston. This blew my mind. This is what it looked like in Boston.
Here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least. On Wall Street and the economy. We want to point out just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest.
I mean, we got an aerial view here. We can't even get close to fitting everybody in the aerial view. This isn't one of those things where you like take a selfie from a good angle and it looks like it's packed. It's you can't fake an aerial view. There's no way you can fake an aerial view like this.
We said it was Boston. It was not Boston. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and I'm from there. I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall in downtown. Here's
incredible. Here we have some more of my favorite signs. Not a dictator. This is Zelensky here. Dictator. That's Putin. Dick. That's JD Vance, and traitor. So just that way you remember how it goes. I like that one. So fucked up that even introverts are here. That's maybe my favorite one. I really like that. This dude's I don't know what game he's playing. I don't know what game people play. This dude got off his gaming PC. Reminds me of my brother, actually. Like, there are people that I've never talked politics with that I heard from this weekend, friends of mine that stay completely neutral when it comes to politics. So I like that one. Oligargle these nuts we showed. The Third Reich here with these signs. JD Vance, JD Vance is having a tough go at things. He's really sensitive. Like JD Vance on last Saturday night was on the internet till like 3 a.m. trying to argue with people. Our vice president. It's crazy that the three most powerful people probably in our country, and Trump, JD Vance, and Elon, how much time they spend arguing with people online, like just in Twitter comments. You would think they would have some stuff to do. They're eating the checks. They're eating the balances. Like that one. Here's a video in Georgia, red state, Georgia, of course. Over 5,000 people. here at this protest in Georgia, taking up this entire street. Again, it's not just blue states. It's everywhere. Is this making the MAGA people mad? I'm not watching the chat. Is this making them mad? That was the whole point here. It's just to force them to sit here for a few minutes and explain why this many people are out in the streets. You guys, it's all George Soros. You guys just don't love America. Here is a video from New York, which you would expect big crowds in New York, but I don't know if anybody expected this. Look at the streets here. Again, it's hard to fake an aerial view like this. Look at the streets of New York. It's insane. Insane. Are we mad? What do we got here? They finally got to get a job. There we go. There we go. Just because it happens in your state doesn't mean it's happening in every state. Yeah, except for it happened in every state. Literally, that happened in every single state. Oh, I love this. This is making me happy. No, we generally just laugh about it. Yeah, okay. Everybody... Lefty places picture me shocked. I just showed Georgia. Is that Lefty? Is Georgia Lefty? How about Salt Lake City? I think they voted for Trump about somewhere around like 70 to 80% over in Utah. Let's check out Salt Lake City. In the biggest protest I've ever seen in my life in Salt Lake, born and raised in Utah. There's a red state there. How's that one? What's this one? I keep crying about it. Like, keep doing it. Just keep sitting there and saying that nobody's protesting and nobody cares. People fucking care. People really fucking care. Do you know like, protests aren't fun. It's not fun to go stand there with a sign. People aren't doing this because, like, there's nothing to do and they think, what if we all just stood together with a sign? People showed up because they care. That's the difference. This isn't just an activity where people happen to show up. They organize, they show up, and they're still doing it. And they're not going to stop doing it. And I'm like, this was one of those days. Like, I felt proud to be an American this weekend. I did. We see this happen all over the world. When you have a strongman, a wannabe dictator, and we've lagged behind. You've seen it in Hungary. You've seen it in Turkey. You see it in Venezuela. You see it all. You see this all over the world when people stand up and they go to the streets and they protest. I was proud, and relatively violence free. They weren't out there. You guys love to say, "Oh, what about the summer of love?" Well, what about this? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about how peaceful this one was. People care, and people wanted to be peaceful. People just want to go out and make their voice heard, and they want Republicans to be uncomfortable, which is exactly what you guys are today. You're all uncomfortable. And it's about to get a lot more uncomfortable for you guys, so stick around. You guys just don't love America.